Hey, welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. Today I have one of my favorite knives, and this is kind of the knife I've been reluctant to review, just because, what do you say when it's one of your favorites? It's kind of seemed almost biased in that way, and I'm incredibly biased towards this knife. This is a LT Wright Jessmuk, and it's designed by Chris Tanner, and this is his version of a Jessmuk, and it has, if you've never seen like a more Bushcraft black, the more Bushcraft black, this has that same handle feel to it, and it kind of mixed that with a Bark River Aurora handle, and that's exactly what you have, and it is incredibly comfortable. And it has this 4.5-inch blade, which is generally a little longer than I like in Bushcraft. But the continuous curve on here, although it looks crazy, is the best thing I have ever used when it comes to feather sticking. It has an LT Wright Scandi. This is in CPM 3V, and it is a cheat code in the woods. I don't consider this a great camp knife. I don't consider this a great hunting knife. But if you are just going to be fire prepping and having fun doing some carving and whittling, this is amazing. It's hard to really beat it. This is not the original sheet that comes with it. I picked this one up from a lovely counterpart in Germany, good guy, and this is, I think, my third one, but the only one that I've actually kept. I just decided it was ridiculous to have three of the same knife. I picked my favorite, which was this awesome burlap, which used to be this color, nice and bright green. Now it's super dark because of all my handle oils and just being out in the woods, and I think I took this hunting, so who knows what else is on here. Ignore the red, whatever, it's all good. But this knife it's incredible. It's very ergonomic. It's fairly lightweight compared to the other ones I've had because this is burlap. I think they say they're supposed to weigh like 9 ounces or something like that. I had some that were at least 3 ounces heavier than this, and this burlap is incredibly lightweight. So it's more along the lines of probably like 7, somewhere around there. So really awesome lightweight bushcraft knife. Great to just throw in the pack. I think it's a little dirty. Just did a fire the other day, yesterday actually. Really nice. But man, it's just, if you're, I struggle to talk about this a little bit because of how good it is. And it just crushes the competition. And when it comes to woodwork, there's just no other way to say it. Like, I love, let's say, this Bravo 1.25. Great camp knife, great little wood knife. I love this Bark River Tundra. It has kind of like the Bark River Aurora handle mixed with a Canadian blade. These both feather stick great. These are great outside. They're great in the woods, and yet this thing absolutely crushes them when it comes to feather sticking. It's just nuts. And it's super simple. Anybody can go out and be like an amazing bushcrafter in a few minutes once you just get the hang of it. And I've never known anybody not to get the hang of this really quick. Just watch some other YouTube videos out there and you'll see a bunch of Jessmuks or people that are like, oh, this is really weird. And then a couple minutes in, they're like, okay, this is amazing. I'm doing the best feather sticks I've ever done. It's just because of the sweep. Similar to if you've ever had a recurve, most people hate sharpening them, but they slice incredibly well. I would say sharpening this has been very, very simple. All I've ever used is this strop and a little small sharpening stone, which has been super useful. Now, one thing people don't know about Scandi knives, and I'll just throw this out there in general, I don't know why it's really important, just size comparison, super comfortable, more comfortable, super comfortable, love this knife. This is more comfortable. But over the years, one thing I have learned about Scandi edges, especially LT Wrights, they are amazing, but they are very, very thin down here. And even though I've had several of these just Scandis in 3V, they're much weaker at the edge, so be careful. I have chipped and rolled lots of 3V from different companies, pretty much everybody's, honestly. You just have to be very careful with Scandi edges. They are much thinner down here because, supposedly they're an absolute zero grind. And if you just work them right on the stones, they convex a little, but they're pretty thin. And they do have a tendency to roll and chip. That's why I don't like AEBL Scandi knives. They're just not tough enough. It's not a tough enough stainless, even though it's a very tough stainless steel. 3V is even pushing it because I've chipped and rolled a lot of 3V. I even messed with the tip of this one. I don't even know how I did that the other day, but tip had a little bit of issues, and luckily 2 minutes on a little stone took care of it. Let's drop it back up. It's great now, but just a heads up, you know, you have to be a little more delicate, which when you're using woodwork, it doesn't really matter. Wood is not a super tough thing to cut through, so you usually don't have any issues, but every now and then you get little grains of sand and dirt in there, and that'll really jack with your edge pretty quick. So just kind of a heads up on that. Man, I really don't know what else to say about these besides if you're looking for, whether it's your first bushcraft knife or just you know, something to throw as something that looks weird, you just want to try something new, you're not going to be disappointed with this. As long as you aesthetically like the looks of this, it will work insanely well for you. You'll be really shocked at how good it does. That's all I can really say. I mean, don't knock it till you try it. Looks funky? Absolutely. Totally comfortable. Even though it doesn't have like huge palm swells this way, like I generally enjoy, because of the height and how it's got this hump in here, it's a great feel. It is a very good feel in the hand and does feel very similar to that more Bushcraft. It's just, yeah, similar handle style. Everybody knocks everybody else's off, and you know, whatever. They did a good job doing this one. I love the scallops. That just helps you get up a little closer. I did take this hunting one year for Bambi season, and it worked really well for me. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I always hate talking about my favorite knives because I'm just like that. They're just a cheat code. What I always go to them. Not saying these are amazing in the woods. I love the Tundra. I love my Adventure Sworns. You know, I love Bark Rivers. But still, I haven't found one that's honestly just been easier than that. So that's what it is. I highly suggest them. LT Wright has an absolute winner here. Don't feel bad about getting the A2 version or 3V. They're both pretty darn tough. 3V is the slight bit more, you know, a little better at everything, honestly, at that point. But it's a little tougher to sharpen. But I have still found LT Wright's 3V to be very simple to sharpen. They don't harden it as much, I feel like, as Bark River does. You know, could just be the sampling of, you know, 5 or 6 that I've had from them, but that's just kind of what I felt. Anyway, yeah, if you're looking for this, go for it. Thanks for sticking around, watching, like, subscribe if you like, and hey, I'll catch you on the next one.